Hi, I'm Lauren Roman. I'm the business director for metals and minerals ecosystems at Everledger. We're a technology company leveraging blockchain and a suite of other advanced technologies to create transparency and sustainability in product supply chains and life cycles. Today, I'll be discussing new technology for electric vehicle battery life cycle management. These are initiatives and regulations that are taking place around the world. The Global Battery Alliance is a program of the World Economic Forum, and we're developing standards and a prototype for what we're calling a battery passport at the Global Battery Alliance. I'll talk about the battery passport here in a moment. In Europe, they're revising the battery directive and coming out with the proposed version on December 9th of this year. And that will also include producer responsibility for electric vehicle batteries. In Germany, there's the Battery Act that already requires manufacturers to take electric vehicle batteries back or to appoint a recycling partner. China has the world's first mandatory electric vehicle battery producer producer responsibility program, which involves life cycle tracking from the time that it's manufactured and put in the car throughout multiple life cycles, all the way to final recycling. The Future Battery Industries Cooperative Research Center is a project in Australia where they're building a new energy future for Australia, starting with digitally identifying battery minerals mined in Australia and branding them as responsibly sourced and tracking them from mine to product. The Battery Industry Group is a group formed in New Zealand where industry is working with the government to design a product stewardship scheme supported by blockchain that industry will give to the government for implementation. So what is this battery passport? It's actually a word that we came up with in our company a couple years ago when we got into battery life cycle management, and has been widely adopted, especially by the Global Battery Alliance. And basically it refers to a digital identity that connects the battery and critical parts to the internet, what we call the Internet of Things, so that it can be managed on a technology platform like blockchain. So the platform, really what it does is it supports the exchange of data among authorized lifecycle stakeholders to support a sustainable value chain for electric vehicle and for stationary batteries. There are many stakeholders in the life cycles of a battery, and typically it's a linear distribution of data along the value chain. So going from one stakeholder to the next, but not looking at data and looking at information about what happens to that battery throughout its life cycle by all the stakeholders at the same time to add a lot more value. On a blockchain platform, qualified stakeholders, so we're talking about a permission blockchain versus a public blockchain. So public blockchain is like for cryptocurrency that anybody with a computer or internet access can get on and participate. On a permission blockchain, all the stakeholders know who each other are, and they have to meet certain criteria and governance requirements in order to participate. So these qualified stakeholders share permission data on a blockchain. And when I say permission data, I'm talking about OEMs, for example, can hide or protect, I think is a better word, certain data from their competitors. Obvious reasons why you would want to do that. And but they can share data on this permissioned blockchain ledger, and all stakeholders have access to the permission data in real time. So again, permission data, they have access to the data that they're given permission to view, and that data is immutable. There's a lot of technologies that support these platforms. Blockchain is not a solution on its own. It relies upon a lot of other technologies. One of the key ones being automatic identification and data capture. It's really a key element for connecting an asset to the internet. It comes in many forms, such as RFID, NFC, which is near field communication that you can tap your phone and get information, Bluetooth, QR codes, and even what we call digital DNA. Basically, we're taking an asset that is, the information about that asset is very static, and we're connecting it to the internet and making that asset smart. We've spoken with all the stakeholders along the life cycles of the batteries, and they've clearly stated that the number one challenge that they have is visibility on data and what's happened throughout that battery's lifetime, what its history is. Things that they've pointed out are, knowing what safety information applies to that particular handling of that battery, repair and disassembly instructions. Has that battery been properly serviced and repaired in its lifetime? Was it ever in an accident? If I'm a repurposer, I can't repurpose that battery if it's been in any kind of an accident. Is critical BMS data accessible? Have repurposing activities been properly executed to create an energy storage battery? Have the replacement parts that have been used been authentic? Have end-of-life batteries been responsibly managed? Did they go to a recycler that I've audited and approved? Or have they wound up on a container going maybe to a developing country where numerous things can happen from safety perspective and also from an environmental perspective? And do I have an accounting of critical metals for recapture for manufacturing new batteries well into the future? In order to create this solution, we've closely engaged all stakeholders in the value chain to fully understand their challenges and how this technology can address them. Based on those discussions, these are the benefits that they anticipate. The vehicle OEM, we wanted to repurpose batteries before recycling, but had liability concerns. Now we're more confident with transfer of electric vehicle battery title on the blockchain. And the auto recycler, I now know what kind of battery I have and what my best options are for managing it. Before, I was turning away electric vehicles. And the repurposer, with falling battery prices, it's essential that our process is efficient. We can now ensure we only buy batteries we can use and spend less time evaluating them. And the recyclers, sourcing EVBs in this emerging industry used to be a challenge. Now we rely on the exchange, which is a component of the blockchain platform where people can trade batteries, to find what we need and where, saving lots in transportation costs. And then, of course, back to the battery manufacturer. It's important for us to secure a long-term supply of minerals for our products, knowing that our batteries are being put to maximum use and being recovered after use helps us ensure that. But there are many benefits of electric vehicle battery life cycle tracking. Regulatory compliance. We've already seen that there's a number of regulations already out there and coming soon. Knowing what type of battery it is and what condition it's in helps expedite processing, improve safety, ensuring batteries aren't sitting in storage for extended periods of time. Auto recyclers have reported, pulling valuable parts, but then pushing the car and the battery back to the yard for eventual handling because they don't know what to do with that battery, a huge safety issue. Knowing the state of health, it increases the value of used electric vehicles and electric vehicle batteries. It enables OEMs to offer certified pre-owned electric vehicles. It enables auto recyclers to properly quote electric vehicle handling and battery recycling costs or to reject it. It allows repurposers to screen out batteries that are unsuitable for repurposing and then need to be sent out for recycling. Improve efficiency of repairs, refurbishment, repurposing, and recycling all turn into reduced costs. And ensuring packaging in accordance with many specific transportation requirements for transporting an electric vehicle battery. Eliminating shipping batteries to the wrong party, as I already mentioned, and ensuring responsible end-of-life recovery, and ensuring extending the longevity of critical metals. I'm going to share a quick demonstration here showing how we can track activities in the life cycle of the battery. In this case, I'll show activities that have taken place on the way to the battery's ultimate end of life, or obviously recycling, if everything goes right. So here we show that this battery has been recycled. Before that, it was transferred from a repurposer to the recycler, which in a perfect world, that wouldn't happen, because the repurposer wouldn't have had to send it to the recycler, but we wanted to show all the stakeholders. Here you can see how the state of health has been captured numerous times throughout the life cycle, and other transfers. Here's one between a garage and on the way to the repurposer. We show it going from an OEM to a garage. And then ultimately, we show where this data was initially lodged on to the blockchain so that all the stakeholders can see it. And we'll click on this general information tab, and we can see here what the battery chemistry is. We have information on all the modules. If there were any changes to those modules, that would be recorded here. And then there's the information on the individual modules. Here is a dashboard view that an OEM would have. And that is, in this case, there's 57,000 batteries that are on the platform. Most of them are still in cars on the road. A percentage of them are in second use as energy storage. Some of them have been recycled. And then we always do account that there may be some loss along the way, a small amount. And we can get also equally as transparent data on the individual modules. Thank you for attending today's session. My colleague will be taking questions shortly. And please do get in touch. How we manage batteries and the critical resources that go into them is essential to our clean energy future, which is our only future. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.